This is going to be a full step-by-step guide how to buy something from Alibaba. The first thing which I'm going to talk about, what kind of registration and what are the things you need to have before you actually buy something from Alibaba. The second thing which I'm going to talk about, how to actually find a reliable and a trustworthy supplier, because this is super important. The third thing which I'm going to talk about, that how to actually get the fair price and negotiate the price that you want at the end of the day as well, because a lot of people end up paying the higher price. The fourth thing which I'm going to talk about, how you actually transfer the funds and how you send the payment to your supplier as well. And the fifth thing which I'm going to talk about, that what kind of import duties and import VATs you will have to pay once you buy something from China. So let's get started. My name is Zensha. On this channel, my mission is to help you make £100,000 every single year. So I've been selling on eBay and Amazon from past 10 years, and I have been buying from Alibaba on a regular basis during this 10 years period of time. So when it comes to buying something from Alibaba, I have a lot of experience. So if this is something you are interested in, please subscribe and like this video. I'm not just saying that, please hit the subscribe button and the like button. It is completely free. Let's get started. A lot of people ask me, do I have to have some kind of entity or some kind of business registration like a limited company or a VAT number or import license in order for me to buy something from Alibaba? In most case scenario, once you are buying a general item, let's say you are buying this water bottle or you're buying an iPhone cable, like a most general type of item, you don't need any type of registration whatsoever. Like literally anybody can go on Alibaba and they can buy something as long as they are buying something in bulk, because Alibaba is a platform where you can't buy one item, you need to place a bulk order. But the other things that you need to keep in mind, that some types of product will require you to have some kind of license. But the thing is, at the end of the day, I don't think so that we are actually looking to buy those items. For example, dairy products or some kind of medicine, those require you to have some type of license. Some are the type of item which will need some kind of certification. This is a different thing. So for example, if you are buying some kind of electronics or anything like that, that need to be CE approved. So that is not up to you. The factory that you are buying from, that have to be CE approved. And normally it will be CE approved because they know they are sending it something to US or UK or wherever you are watching from. It is very likely they have that certification already. So this is not up to you to actually arrange that certification. Your supplier will be certified already as well. So in most case scenario, like literally anybody can go on Alibaba and they can buy the things that they want. Now let's talk about how to find a trustworthy and reliable supplier for the product that you're looking for. So once you go on Alibaba right here, there are two ways you can actually look for the supplier. So either you can type the item that you are looking for right here in a search bar, or you can actually upload the picture for your item if you have a picture. So Alibaba will try to match the picture with the supplier as well. So normally you can actually get started with the search right here. So if I type one item right here, just to show you one example, this is a kitchen organizer for the spices as well. So there are different types of supplier, different types of item. So depending on whatever the item that you want to buy, you're gonna have to look the supplier for your matching item as well. So the things to look for, first of all, that you need to know, that a lot of suppliers on Alibaba, once they list them as a supplier, they advertise their item on Alibaba, they are actually approved by Alibaba. So they have to go some kind of verification process in order for them to be on Alibaba. So getting scam is very rare on Alibaba. It does happen, and I'm gonna tell you what are the things to look for so you don't get scam as well. So the first of all, what I do, I look at the verification badge. So if you see this supplier right here, this supplier is verified. So it's a verified on their listing as well. And many of the supplier, I will say over 98% of the supplier will be verified. So you want to deal with the verified supplier. That's the first thing to look for. The second thing, this is my kind of criteria, that I only deal deal with the supplier who are at least on a Alibaba platform for at least, let's say, 3 years. Like, I will prefer to deal with somebody who is minimum selling for 3 years. The more years, the better it is, and that will also show on the listing right here. So particular, like this supplier is selling for 13 years right here as well. So this is a reliable supplier. The other thing that you wanna really look for if you wanna get the fair price, that you wanna deal directly with the factory. You don't want to deal with some kind of agent, like a middle agent. There are a lot of them, unfortunately, on Alibaba as well. So whenever you're gonna click on the listing, it's gonna show you the name of the factory. So if you look right here on the top, this is showing the name of the factory right here. It is also showing the verification badge right here on the top as well. So it is showing it is a verified supplier. And whenever you look at the name, if that name will sound Chinese, not Western, it means you are likely dealing with a factory directly. And if the name, like this one is Ningbu, I don't know how to pronounce it, that sounds like Chinese to me as well. So this most likely to be a factory. If the name sound Western, then it is very likely that they are some kind of a middle agent at the end of the day as well. You don't want to deal with the middle agent. So these are the things you normally look for: verification badge, their name, and how many years they are really trading. And you can also look at the transactions that they have, like this one have over 10,001. But normally if they're dealing from a longer period of time, they're gonna have many transactions. So that really does not matter. Now let's talk about how the buying process work and how to get the fair price at the end of the day as well. So first of all, once you will go to Alibaba, the one thing that you need to keep in mind that the prices that you see right here in this case is 179 and 349 and 60 pieces as a minimum order quantity. To be honest with you, that means nothing. Your supplier will always give you a different price. They might be able to sell you only 5 or 10 items as well. So it is always a good idea to actually reach out to your supplier and tell them what is your minimum quantity and what you are looking for at the end of the day as well. So these suppliers are actually used to dealing with different types of buyers. So you need to be careful right here, because they know with the experience that you are either a newbie or you are an experienced buyer as well. So based on that, they will give you a quotation as well. But what I normally do, because I've been doing it for 10 years as well, so the way you're going to negotiate, first of all, you need to make sure that you have done your homework. So for example, if I have looked at this particular item right here on eBay, right here, this is $15.99. That's the item, and I need to find the supplier and buy this particular item right here. First of all, I will try to find what I call it a break-even price. What will be the break-even price for this particular seller? So what I normally do, depending on whatever the platform you're selling on, you need to calculate your cost. So I go to the Google and I do eBay fee calculator. So even if you are selling on Amazon or any other platform, you can calculate the fee for that. There are different tools available, but this is just one example. So the selling price normally for this particular supplier is $15.99. So what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna put $15.99, and then what I'm gonna do in the terms of, let's say their item cost was 0 and their shipping cost is around £3 based on my experience. Let's do £3.50 because they have, taxes and all that kind of stuff as well. So if this particular seller bought this item for £10, at this point they are breaking even, but obviously they haven't bought it for £10. They are making a profit, so their cost price might be just £5 or £6. Now what you need to decide that how much profit that you want to make on this particular item. So in this case was £10. So let's say I decide that I want to make £4 from this particular item, then I know I'm not gonna be paying more than £6 because this is what I know and I have have done my homework on it. So these are the type of things that you need to know before you actually reach out to them. You need to have a price in mind. I don't have a rule of thumb like how much percentage of profit that I want to make. It is really depends on what will be the landing cost of that particular item. So this is £6. If I'm buying 100 pieces in this particular example, then I'm spending £600. Then I am okay with making £4 from each item. But if the item price was really higher, let's say I'm spending £200 on one unit, then I expect to make more profit. It also depends on the quantity of the item that you will be selling every single day. So even you have a small profit, you will be selling more quantity, so you end up making more profit. So it really depends on what profit you are comfortable with. A lot of people tell you, I like to make 15 or 20% profit. For me, it really depends. So once you find out your break-even price, you know that you're gonna be £6 is the price, like in this particular example. So once I reach out to the supplier when I will have a similar item, what I normally do, you will click on the listing, and once you have a listing, you're gonna click on contact supplier. So once you're gonna reach out to them, this is where you're gonna type simple English. Like a lot of Chinese people, they have a problem with the English as well. So try to make sure you are dealing with somebody, their English is not their native language. So try to use a simple English. What you can do right here is what I normally do. Hi, my name is XYZ and I'm interested in this item. Please tell me what is the best price you can offer. I'm willing to buy this much quantity. Or if you want to, let's say, add your logo on it or something, you can always put that right here as well. And then you actually need to wait for them to make you first offer. You're not gonna tell them, okay, I'm comfortable with £6. No, this is something in your mind. So let's say they come back with the offer with the £7. You have to be like, reasonable with them. You need to tell them like, look, this is the item I look, and then they know that you have done your homework at the end of the day. So it is very likely they will offer you the price that you want to buy as well. If not, then there are many different suppliers. And my dad always used to tell me, and this is something I keep in mind always, you actually make profit once you buy the item, not once you sell the item. So having a right buying price is super important. So always be prepared to move on and go to someone next. So once you agreed on the price and agreed on the quantity, this is time for you to make a payment. Normally the rule is if it's a custom item, then they will ask you to pay 25 to 30% upfront so they can start the production and manufacturing. If it's not a custom item, then they might have an item in stock and it is ready to ship it to you. This is where you're gonna make 100% payment. They will give you a code and you sometime can make a payment within AliBaba platform. So once you make a payment within AliBaba platform, you also gonna have a trade insurance as well. So you can actually have a trade insurance on the side. What the trade insurance does, if the item is, let's say, not as described, they showed you something different, and then once you receive the quantity and all the stock from China, it is a completely different item, or you're not happy with the quality, or on the way something happened with the cargo, then this insurance can jump in and it can help you sort out the issue between you and the supplier as well. But many time, and I have made this payment a lot of time as well, they will give you a bank account to make a payment directly to the factory, and you can take the insurance privately as well. So that will cover the cargo. Your supplier will normally give you a code for that. They deal with these things every single day. So what I use is a TransferWise. There are many other services out there, Western Union. I'm gonna leave the link for the TransferWise inside the description. They normally have the cheapest rate and very lowest rates when it comes to paying someone in China as well. So once you make a payment, then they will ship the item to you. Now let's talk about import VAT, and let's talk about import tax as well. Most of the time your supplier can actually calculate that and they will tell you how much it is going to be, but just for your knowledge, how it is going to work at the end of the day is really going to depend on the worth of the item and what you are buying at the end of the day as well. So right here on the HMRC website, this is, I'm based in the UK, but if you are based in US, if you just go to your custom website, every country have these websites and they have something called custom tariffs. So you can see the tariff for the item that you're gonna be buying at the end of the day. But the problem with it that you're gonna need names of good or commodity code. Trust me, this is I don't know, this was designed in 1960s. If you put the names of good, like let's say you're buying a water bottle, it's never gonna give you the code for that one. So normally it works the type of item which is used to make that item. So in this case, this is a glass or this is a plastic as well, and there are different types of them as well. But if you don't know the code, your supplier normally know the code because they deal with these things every single day. So once you actually put the code right here, let's say I'm gonna put one code right here. So if I put one code right here, I can actually, there are a lot of them, so I can just simply search. So it will actually tell you what will be the custom on that one. On this particular one, the duty for this one is about 6% on this one, and the VAT is normally 20% on these particular so I put the code, it is some kind of plastic which I put the code just to show you some example. This is normally duty for this one is showing that this is a 6%. So it's going to be the 6% of the total value of the item that you have paid. You need to also include the insurance and also the freight cost as well. So then it will be the 6% of the total cost. And then also you will pay import VAT, which is going to be 20%. Now, a lot of people ask me like how I'm gonna pay that. Normally, it's not you actually pay to them directly. So a lot of companies, let's say DHL or FedEx or Parcel Force, I don't know if they are dealing with them as well, they might be the responsible to actually take the item from the customs and ship it to your destination address. So you don't need to arrange anything unless like your supplier haven't arranged it for you. Normally it will be door-to-door delivery. In my cases, I normally get door-to-door delivery. So once the item will arrive to the custom, DHL will actually send you the invoice. They will say this is how much the custom and import VAT is going to be for your item. If you pay it to DHL pay it to the custom, or if it's let's say a FedEx, whatever, they pay it to a custom and they take the item from there and they actually ship it to you. So HMRC and custom, they don't really call you directly and ask you to pay this one. They are normally dealing with these freight companies. So they will actually charge the money from you and then they will pay to the custom. You know what I mean, at the end of the day as well. So it's a very simple process. Once the good arrive, you normally receive a text message and email, and like you just go to the website and you pay the import VAT and custom as well. If you learned something from this video, please do remember to hit the like button and subscribe button. I'm gonna link one video right here. This is going to be a full step-by-step guide how to start selling on Amazon. That will be a massive helpful for you if you are somebody who is interested in selling on Amazon.